What's up, guys? Abel Streetcar Builds back at it again with another video. Okay, so this is one of the harder videos I have to do. Okay, because you know, it took me so long just to muster up to make this intro. Okay, we have so much work in the car. I work on this car almost every weekend for the past 3 years, and just like that, boom. All right, guys. So you know, it sucks. It is what it is. It was a rookie mistake on my end, but we're gonna go ahead and regroup. We're gonna go ahead and build again and build better. Okay, because this car was always a temporary car. Okay, because of the rust and stuff, and you know, this is a car that we were building, and then when something happened, you know, the door finally rusted completely off, or something like a wreck, basically what happened. You know, we were gonna move on to something else, and it sucks, man, because you know, we have a lot of work on this car, so many hours working on this car. But we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. We're gonna go ahead and assess the damage and go from there, guys. Sorry for the wind noise, guys, but we're gonna go ahead and assess the damage. All right, I'm gonna start with the back first, because this is what I'm more worried about that I can see, is the rear end. The rear end is really expensive, 35 splines, spool, axle, suspension, everything. You know, this is expensive. I'm hoping that it's just the wheel, because as you can see, this is straight, it's just the wheel. And all my suspension back here, everything is straight. Let me get this out the way. Everything is straight right here. You know, none of my control arms moved, anything like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take off the wheels, and we're gonna go ahead and spin. I'm gonna turn on the car and spin it, spin the rear end, let it maybe go and drive, and see what it does, see if it looks straight. So got some rollers here, guys, that we're gonna go ahead and take off, because the tires are still really good on this car. You know, aside from that dent, the tires are good. They have a lot of tread. You know, they have a lot of grip. All right, so I don't want these tires to go to waste. Good news so far, guys. It's straight as an arrow. All right, these are hardened axles, 35 spline, hardened studs. I think that's why they absorbed a lot of the impact. I think that's why none of this moved. It was mainly the wheel. The wheel is what absorbed it, and it hit. I guess it hit from down here, and it bent the wheel in instead of absorbing everything on the actual axle. But everything straight as an arrow. That's good. If, like I said, when we buy a roller or whatever, you know, we're gonna ditch this. We're gonna go ahead and go to the disc brakes in the rear. But I checked everything else down here, guys. Everything is smooth. All my axles are not axles, all my control arms are straight. My anti-roll bar is straight. You know what I mean? Lower control arm is straight. Shocks, springs, everything is straight, guys. Everything from here back is straight on the car. Drive shaft is smooth. All right, the cross member for the transmission is straight. Engine is still straight. It's just everything got absorbed by this side right here. We're gonna go ahead and put these wheels on there, lower down, and then we're gonna higher up the front and assess the damage over there. Guys, we got the car up in the air. As you can see, bump steer, control arm, K-member, coilover, pristine on this side, but not so much over here. All right, we got a broken control arm, broken steering rack. Bump steer kit is still good. We're gonna go ahead and take that off. It looks like the coilover is still good. We'll get rid of the shock. The shock is bent, but we're gonna get rid of the shock. We'll keep the coilovers. We'll keep the bump steer kit. We'll keep that control arm. K-member is shot, as you can see right there. You know what I mean? Ripped it right there. So that's stuff we're gonna have to get rid of. But let's go ahead and start by taking off the wheel, and we can see a little bit better. All right, I'm not taking the wheel off just yet. It's stuck behind that thing. I don't even want to take it off yet, because we are gonna need to put this back on to get the car off the trailer when we start disassembly. But you know, it's pretty much the same thing, guys. Let me go around. All right, that's the arm from the steering rack. Came out of the socket right there. Let me see right there. As you can see, control arm completely broke off. Control arm here is bent, and right here is just broken off right off the K member. Let me see here. I mean, well, the bolts are still good right there. That's technically not that bad, but they are bent in. You know, the floorboard right here, is all bent in. This is bent in. You can see it worse, you know, from the inside. It's pretty bad. Door still opens and closes fine, as you can see right there. But that's the floorboard right there. Let me move the carpet. Boom. Took the main of the hit right there. That's not even supposed to be like that. That's supposed to be pushed in. Okay, so the shock is, the actual strut is gone. It's bent on top, on the very tip. The coilover is still good, the coilover, so we're gonna go ahead and take these off. We'll keep it for the next one. Let me see here. I think the header is busted. Let's go ahead and see here. Yep, header right there. Gone. Look at that. It's technically not that bad. You know, they're still good. There's no damage up here, nothing like that. You know, that can be fixed. You know, maybe, just maybe we can heat that up, hit it back out, because it's not penetrated or nothing. It didn't penetrate, there's no hole in it. You know, maybe we can heat it up, bring it back to, because this is a nice exhaust, as you can see, guys. The exhaust is still really good. All right, O2 sensors, nothing tore up right here. Go back right here. All right, all the wiring still good. All my wiring up here is still good. The engine still turns on. No problem with the oil pan, as you can see right here. So aside from this area right here, you know, the swap is still good. Engine, tranny, diff, everything is good. All right, we're back up here, guys. Passenger side flawless. We're gonna go ahead and keep that for spares. The shock, let me see here, the caster cam plates. This one's bent to shit, as you can see right there. So that's trashed up, because you can see the gap right there. I almost ripped it out, so that's trashed. All right, guys, but engine, you know, this is how I know the front end moved. Right there, it's touching that. There was supposed to be a gap right there, a good gap. So that tells me that the whole front end shifted. You can see here the shock tower. Let me go ahead and see if I can get, the shock tower is pushed out this way. All right, as you can see, it's supposed to be straight down, and it's opening up. So the whole strut, all this is gone. So all we can do is just save up for a roller, guys. Here's a better angle of the main damage, guys. You know, it's a little bit hard to see from down there, but as you can see, both the control arms, the K member is trashed. You know, header's bent right there. And as I showed you in the other video, in the other angle, that one is completely trashed right there. But aside from that, that's the only damage that the car has. You know, but it's enough for us to get a roller, cage, better brakes, everything. We're gonna go all out, guys. We're not gonna be fucking around taking a budget, you know, cutting corners. It was a rookie mistake on my end. All right, interior wise, guys, nothing was affected here. Like, we're gonna keep all the wiring, the dashboard, the gauge, everything. We're gonna go ahead and keep everything. You know, the carpet's literally brand new. You know, I've only had it like a month. So we're gonna go ahead and keep all this for the new car. You know, some of it might not be used. Depending on the car, we get a car that's already built. You know, a lot of this will go for sale, all right? But for now, you know, the car is still good. Everything's still straight. The steering wheel's still straight. Everything's good. All right, guys, so we started the teardown process the next day. All right, we took off the steering rack. I talked to LMR, explained to him the situation. They hooked your boy up. All right, they're gonna go ahead and send us a new steering rack. We are gonna get a new bump steer kit. It's good, but it is bent, the bolt, but they don't sell just the bolt alone, so we're gonna go ahead and get that. Also, I talked to UPR, okay, and they went ahead and sent us a K member with A-arms. Okay, they hooked your boy up also. Okay, so basically we got our front suspension back to where we wanted it, aside from the bump steer kit, and aside from, you know, our caster camber plates. But like I said, this is like $100. This is $100, so I'm not worried about it. We are gonna get a new strut also. But like I said, I took off the front end. It's right there. And we got that brace bar that goes across so we can hold the engine up. Sorry for the wind noise, guys. And we can drop this K-member and put the new K-member, new A-arms, and have everything set up to when the steering rack comes in, we just put it in and drive this car off the trailer. I am working on the side of the house. You know, it's on the trailer. I don't have a way to get it off into the driveway and everything. So this is the plan for now, is to get it able to run it, well, at least get it able to drive off the trailer into the garage, you know, and save it there until we can find a new roller. We got the engine hoisted up right with this right here. I got it at Harbor Freight. The only thing I'm worried about is this right here. As you can see, it is close to the valve cover. I try to move it over here so the chain can go this way, but it doesn't have a stopper or anything like that. So, you know, maybe that's something we can do later on. Drill, put some bolts here to have it as a stopper, so if we want to put the chain this way, it'll hold it long ways. All right, so that's the only thing I'm worried about, you know, on this side. And let me see here, on this side also, you can see it's touching the valve cover there. But this is what I'm thinking about doing. All right, I'm thinking about getting the jack with a plywood, well, not a plywood, but like a 2x4 or something, and put it right on the oil pan, just so we don't put a lot of pressure on those chains and maybe break the valve cover since they are plastic. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking about doing. And I'm gonna go ahead and see, maybe we can do a time lapse. I haven't done a time lapse in a while, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. Okay, so we got the K-member off. We're gonna go ahead and put the new one in, but it took a little bit longer because, you know, I did have the starter cable running through inside the K-member on this side, and then on this side I had to take off the oil cooler lines right here, you know, because they ran through the mount right there, and I had them coming this way, so it took a little bit longer, but we got it out. We're gonna go ahead and bolt the first two up here and the first two on that side and see how far off those bolts over here are, because this is where it took the most of the damage, and that's where the K-member broke. All right, guys, so like I've had this car for like 6 years. We bought it as a 4-cylinder, drove it as a 4-cylinder. We did the V8 swap, and the V8 swap we did bolt-ons, nitrous, and then we went to the 306 and the 306 to the Coyote. All right, guys, so this car has gone through so much. All right, this is where I learned on this car. Okay, and I'm gonna put all that to good use on a new one. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it off there, guys. I'll go ahead and do a little montage of how we got the car, where we got it to, everything like that, you know, as a farewell to El Whitey. All right, guys, and in the next video, okay, hopefully we can find a roller, guys. All right, Abel, Streetcar Builds, I'm out.